And now to a book listed on Amazon's website offering advice to pedophiles that is creating a firestorm of controversy. Today, national correspondent Natalie Morales is here with details. Natalie, good morning.
And good morning to you, Meredith. Yes, it's a self-published ebook titled The Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, a defense of pedophilia. But the online voices against it are growing louder. Amazon.com has all kinds of ebooks on their Kindle bookstore site, but one book in particular is creating a firestorm on the web. Its title, The Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, a Child Lover's Code of Conduct. On Amazon, author Philip R. Greaves II offers a description of his self-published ebook. This is my attempt to make pedophile situations safer for those juveniles that find themselves involved in them by establishing certain rules for these adults to follow. He goes on to say, I hope to achieve this by appealing to the better nature of pedosexuals, with hope that their doing so will result in less hatred and perhaps lighter sentences should they ever be caught.
It's offensive, it's dangerous, and it's on Kindle. I mean, it's out there to the masses. I'm very upset by it.
The ebook, available online since late October, has created thousands of angry responses on Amazon's site. Horrifying, disgusting, lost my business are just 3 of countless customer reviews of the book. And the anger has exploded online, a flurry of tweets on Twitter expressing outrage, and a growing Facebook page dedicated to boycotting Amazon just as holiday shopping gets into full swing.
Oh, they're free to think whatever they want to think about the book.
The author, who says he himself is not a pedophile, defended the book outside his Colorado home.
Every time you see them on television, they're either murderers, rapists, or kidnappers. And, that's just not an accurate presentation of the that particular sexuality.
Amazon.com has also responded, releasing a statement saying, it is censorship not to sell certain books simply because we or others believe their message is objectionable, and that they support the right of every individual to make their own purchasing decisions.
Well, perhaps it's free speech, but it shouldn't be so widely marketed as it is.
And by Wednesday night, fewer than 100 books had reportedly been sold online. Overnight, though, that link to buy the ebook was no longer available. No word, though, if Amazon reversed their decision. Meredith?
All right, Natalie, thank you very much.
How-to book for pedophiles. Online retailer Amazon.com reportedly pulling the book titled The Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, but still defending the company's right to sell such a book. This after a massive outcry online slamming the company and calling for a national boycott. Kelly Sandins, a family law attorney and criminal defense attorney, also a former prosecutor, with us in studio. What was up with this? Pedophile guide?
I know, that's offensive, isn't it? The fact that someone would write it and the fact that Amazon would sell it is a problem. I know they're sitting on their First Amendment rights saying they have a right to do so, but your First Amendment rights end when they infringe upon mine. And what about the rights of the children that pedophiles attack? Who's looking out for them?
Have you seen this book, by the way?
I've looked it up after I received the article.
Is this as bad as my imagination believes it to be?
There's no graphic pictures, which is what you would expect, which is what Amazon is using to get around. So it's step-by-step guides and things that you can do to lure children and that sort of thing. But there's no photographs, so they're saying there's actually no pornography in it, and therefore they're allowed to sell it.
So yesterday, it's an e-book, by the way, which means an electronic book. You can download it on your computer or your iPad or your iPhone or your BlackBerry, whatever you have. It stood by its decision yesterday to sell the book. And now it's pulled the book down, right? But it has said Amazon believes it is censorship, as you referred to, not to sell certain books simply because we or others believe their message is objectionable. So then the question becomes, at what point does it stop?
I agree with you.
Where do you draw the line, Kelly?
Well, it's interesting. You don't have a right for Amazon to sell your product. So for them to take that stance, I think they like the controversy and they want to be in the news about it because realistically, they get to pick what they sell.
You think they want the controversy?
I absolutely do.
Controversy like this?
Well, they're saying that they're abiding by the First Amendment, but there's a different side of the article. We're talking about them, and now that book is not available for sale on their site.
Okay, it was also taking pre-orders for a book called I Am the Market, How to Smuggle Cocaine by the Ton, and 5 Easy Lessons. Did you know about that?
I did.
Did you know about a video game where the objective is to stalk women?
I think it's about raping and killing a mother and daughters.
Leading to rape, yeah. Is that for sale still?
I believe that is for sale still. And if it's not from Amazon, it is for sale in other stores.
So how do you, as attorney, how do you fight, the right for First Amendment and what is justifiable and morally right in society?
Well, you have to follow the law. Unfortunately, your personal beliefs don't necessarily come into play. But the difference between the video game that's attacking women generally and a book that is teaching predators how to prey on children, I think you can make a distinction. I think they're both wrong and they're morally offensive and outrageous, but I believe this pedophile book, this how-to guide, is creating more predators, allowing them access to things that maybe they weren't smart enough to think of themselves.
And that may be ultimately the point learned here, the lesson. $4.79 online it was anyway. Kelly, thank you for your time.
The San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Department says what began as a cartoon on the internet is much more than meets the eye. It's known as pedobear, and while it looks innocent enough, law enforcement believes pedophiles have adopted it as a mascot. It showed up in the form of a costume recently at an event in Southern California. It's also been spotted on auto decals. Deputies say if you see the image, use caution with whatever situation you're in or the people involved.